Post Malone joined by Jelly Roll and Shane Gillis during intimate Bud Light Super Bowl kickoff party in New Orleans. As the lights dimmed inside the Fillmore, New Orleans, the Fools for You Post Malone's tour band, made up of some of Nashville's finest session musicians, took the stage and found their usual places around a leather stool and makeshift side table, constructed from a keg of Bud Light and the top of a wooden crate. Moments before, fans were surprised by a quick drop-in from comedian and Post Malone's Bud Light Super Bowl 59 commercial co-star, Shane Gillis, who said that Post was coming out soon, and thanked the crowd for letting him stand up here for 10 seconds, against a stripped-down backdrop of blue-lit Bud Light kegs. Shortly after, a barefoot, plaid-clad Post Malone quietly walked to center stage and greeted his crowd with a gentle hello. As cheers erupted from every corner of the building, he waved his cowboy hat above his head, smiled and took his seat. 2025 has been off to a whirlwind start for Post Malone. He and Gillis brought their swaggiest socks and sandals to the cul-de-sac for Bud Light's Super Bowl 59 commercial, partnered with Oreo to release its first-ever swirled-filling cookie, and as of the 2025 Academy Awards last weekend, officially claimed the title of music's most nominated artist to never win a Grammy. Told you it's been a wild ride so far. Alongside sandals, swirls and snubs, this weekend's exclusive performance marks Post Malone's fourth musical collaboration with his longtime love, Bud Light. Where fans historically had to wait 3 to 4 years between installments of these intimate Bud Light shows, Post took on the Big Easy just 7 months after his last event with the beer maker, a star-studded performance in July 2024, where he rolled out Western-infused versions of his greatest hits along with several new songs from his debut country album, F1 Trillion. 1 month prior to its release, he kicked off Super Bowl weekend on Friday night with Circles, instantly recognizable by its groovy, heavy bass line, but with the addition of meandering steel guitar riffs and expertly placed fiddle punctuations, in this latest country-inspired arrangement has Post moved through What Don't Belong to Me, one of his solo records from F1 Trillion. Cheers turned to screams as he queued up the next song, teasing that he wrote it with a buddy of his. Drums and steel guitar ushered in the unmistakable Losers, and Jelly Roll joined Post on stage. The pair took turns watching each other perform their verses with looks of admiration that could only be shared between genuine friends, joining up together at the end of the track for a big hug and a warm-hearted cheers to the crowd. While Post's 2024 Bud Light performance in Nashville paid its respects to the institution of country music, with guest appearances from Joe Nichols, Hardy, Sierra Farrell and Blake Shelton, what fans experienced this Super Bowl weekend was notably more subdued, focusing mainly on countrified versions of his greatest hits, rather than jam-packing the performance with covers, guests and fresh music. Fan favorites like White Iverson, Rockstar, Better Now and I Fall Apart were all present and accounted for, but Post performed most of them from his seat, a stark contrast to the energetic, pyrotechnic renditions recently seen on the F1 Trillion tour. Post seemed comfortable, relaxed and confident in his arsenal of musicians to support the delivery of a thoughtful, pared-down performance centered on celebrating the musicality of a genre he clearly loves. Throughout the evening, Post took several opportunities to express deep gratitude for the support of his fans. In his customary gentlemanly manner, the crowd was captivated by Post's sincerity, as he took long pauses to look around the room and make eye contact with as many people as possible to impress upon the packed-out audience that his wildly successful career wouldn't have been possible without the same belief and support that he felt this evening. Acknowledging that his breakout single White Iverson celebrated its 10-year anniversary this month, he reflected, "Looking back at everything that's happened in my life and everything I've experienced, I know that I can always look to y'all for help, and I just really truly appreciate it. Like I had mentioned earlier, that I had some help hitmaker outlined. I just want to say thank you so much for giving me a shot and giving me a chance, ladies and gentlemen."